Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host, and he's still my friend, is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Married at First Sight Australia, Season 10, Episode 36, or as I like to call it, Chris, the last episode of this season, and I just want to give you this. Thank fucking fuck for that.
So before we started recording, you were like, let me share my screen. And I'm thinking, what the fuck has he got here planned for me? But Dave, I applaud you because I am exactly the same, my friend. I have had enough of reality TV. For the next week at least, anyway. We have absolutely gone way beyond what we normally do, Dave. This has been a double whammy of podcasting, which has just been unbelievable. So I do thank you for going with it, but my God, we have had some absolute doozies these last couple of months.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? But again, we bring this shit on ourselves.
Oh, yeah, it's our fault.
It's completely 100% us, and we love doing it, but we were saying the other day, weren't we? I think it's not just MAFS, it's covering MAFS with fucking Love Island, doing 10 episodes a week, over a month. That's about 40 episodes a month. We're just a couple of bellends, Chris. But yes, we are so thirsting for this fucking break. Give it a week. We'll be thirsting to get back as well, because we are utter bellends. But not, Chris, as much of a bunch of bellends as this lot. So, where would you like to start, sir?
Well, Dave, we get, the experts, and we're going to use that term loosely, as always, Dave. It's just a fucking farce, isn't it? What was interesting, and we'll go for this, they didn't show all the couples, did they? And one of the biggest omissions from this episode was Bronte and Harrison. We know it was bullshit. We know it was a game, but it seemed very strange that they didn't speak to them both, Dave. I don't know what you thought about that.
Well, I thought, is it not just the couples who made it to the final vows that get their spot in the sun?
No, well, Claire and Jesse got theirs, didn't they, at the end?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Apart from them.
I'd agree with you. Normally go, yeah, you're right, but I just found that really strange.
I wonder if it was... it must be an editing choice then.
Yeah.
It must be an editing choice. So I wonder, as someone somewhere, eventually figured out, because when you're putting the show together, it's maybe not obvious, but when you get it up to the executives and in front of them, has someone just gone, these two are taking the piss out of you. It's so obvious. They're both fucking fake. Don't give them any more of a platform. Have them there. Show them once or twice in the background. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think, because they were front and center for a lot of the season, weren't they? So to completely omit them was a bit of an odd one. But also, like Melissa, before, the last dinner party, she seemed to get plenty of sound bites in there, and then that was it.
Yeah.
You just never saw her again. So, yeah, a little bit of a strange one. And I'd kind of rationalized it in my mind and thought, oh, well, yeah, maybe it's just the ones who didn't get to final vows. But yeah, you're right about Jesse and Claire. But let's face it, Chris, I mean, I don't know about you, and I have no idea what the consensus is, but I kind of feel like it was a bit heartwarming to finish off with those two, because it was sort of dead and buried. I'd said confidently at the start, there's nothing in the long term for these two. But it kind of gave me a little bit of a warm, fuzzy feeling to think that, they're going to give it a crack.
You know what, Dave? I'll be honest with you. I was watching it. I'm like, why have they gone with these two? What is going on? But you're right. By the end of it, I was like, I get it. Let's finish on they could have finished on Tani and Ollie and obviously Melinda and Leighton, but they thought, let's go with these two. And you know what? I can't disagree with that. I think you're right, actually. It was just an unusual couple to finish the whole season on because they've not been in it for about at least a week or so. So, yeah, good for them. And that was great. However, Dave, we've still got to talk about some complete bellends who are still or were on today's episode. And let's start with fucking Flipper, the man from Atlantis, the man who fucking sleeps and fucking sleeps with the fishes, Dan, the fucking bellend. Now, we get Dan and Sandy, and he's sat there, and good old Hugo, pretty much not realizing, or maybe he did, I don't know, but Hugo spilled his guts here about what Dan had actually said. And Dan did a Harrison and just fucking denied all knowledge, Dave. Now, what did you think of that? Because I loved it. I was like, I saw some people say on the Facebook page that the experts didn't go at him like they go at Cam, which we'll talk about. However, I don't know whether they really needed to, because it was like, you've been caught bang to rights, you lying wanker. So, Dave, hit me with what you thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm behind on all the messages and stuff, so I haven't seen any of or much chatter about it. But I feel like you're right. I feel like they kind of gave him enough rope to hang himself with. But I tell you what was funny, and it's I kind of feel bad for it. But when he was giving fucking Hugo the death stare.
Yeah.
And then the sound people obviously accentuated his gulp. You got it on the replay as well, didn't you? He's giving him the death stare. It's like gulp, shit. But I like the fact that Sandy was like, don't be staring at him. I can see what your game is. You do this all the time. I know you now. And he's just trying to like fucking act like he's Bertie Big Bollocks. And, again, I just feel like it was so obvious that he just made himself look like an utter twat, to be honest. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'd actually say, right, in this scenario, I think John just got it about right because he let him talk enough. And then everyone was kind of having a go. Sandy was getting the digs in there and everything. And then John just pulled him apart. He said, everything you're saying, you're starting off with no.
Yeah.
And it's belittling. It's making the other person feel small and whatever. What he didn't really say, I don't recall, but is say, you've got no fucking accountability whatsoever. Chris, I really feel like this show would greatly benefit from keep the experts, right? But just have me and you, like in the side, like Statler and Waldorf. And just, John can say his piece, Alessandra can say his piece, Mel can say a piece, and then we'll really fucking tear him a new one. Because, I mean, if anyone deserved, well, I think there's a few who deserved it, but yeah, Dan, I'd forgotten how much of a bellend he was, but I mean, he hasn't learned anything. And I did like the fact that Claire went at him and was like, I think it was deliberate as well. You're a 48-year-old grown-ass man. Just fucking admit to it. But he didn't.
No, he didn't. And I think, Sandy, you can see why she's upset, Dave. She's got a right to be. He's just a knob. He's just a complete knobhead. And all this stuff. I mean, she revealed more things about he didn't want to see you naked unless the lights were turned off. He only likes women who are in skimpy outfits. It's like, what a wanker. And then he did the old classic, I don't remember. And we're like, fuck off. Fucking
it's the old amnesia again.
There's a lot of that on that fucking table, on that fucking sofa, Dave, isn't there? I don't remember. That's a convenient fucking mishap again. So, yeah, I felt, as much as I agree with the comments about, like, they were, again, the experts were picking the fights, there was nothing really more they could add. Like you said, I do, because he's just a complete knobhead. And it was like, mate, you've lost out. See you later. So I'm quite happy the way that ended, to be honest.
Yeah. I agree. Like I say, I think he made himself look like a dick. They could have gone at him more, but I like the fact they just let the crowd kind of swallow him up. And I thought Hugo conducted himself okay as well. He threw himself on his sword a little bit. He said, "Oh, I led the charge," with this discussion and whatever. But to be fair, he had a fucking right to, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think, yeah, I hope I never fucking have to see that damn twat again.
We made it come across him though, Dave. That's the
He's going to
problem.
be on like Perfect Fucking Match or something like that, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
appear on another thing.
Oh, without a doubt. And the best one is fucking Harrison. He'll be on everything, Dave. That guy
Yeah.
is going to milk the arse off everything. But anyway, the next couple, Dave, was our good friend, the Weasel Cam. Now, listen back to our episode yesterday. And I was thinking about when I mentioned my ex-brother-in-law, Dave, and I still stick by that. What a bell end this lad is. And I'm talking about Cam, but genuinely, he does himself no favors. And I think the good thing was Mel called him out. I thought she was right. She was like, she called him mate at one point, didn't she? He's very vague. The stuff with Taylor. And then Taylor went, oh, we're not explored anything yet. And then does this fake, oh, it was a slip of the tongue. I was like, fuck off. Because she did not like the video of Cam kissing Lyndall, Dave, when they were seeing the experiment. Her face was like a pan of piss, and I was here for it. And I'm like, you pair of liars and cheaters. I'm calling them out, Dave. They're a pair of fucking cheaters. And that's where I stand on this. The absolute pair of blaggers.
Yeah, I couldn't make my mind up, really. I when she was saying, "Oh no, I didn't mean to say that," I was just like, "Fuck off, you didn't." But then I'm like, don't know. She seemed to be a little bit like, "Oops, I've put my foot in it later." But yeah, they're not fucking fooling anyone, are they? There's definitely something going on there. There's definitely, a taint to the relationship of Cam and Lyndall. And I thought it was disrespectful of him to completely invalidate all of those kind of experiences on the honeymoon and stuff. Look, if you know yourself, right? When something doesn't add up and you just can't figure it out, and then there's a missing piece that comes in, you can see that's what's happened with Lyndall. She's like, oh, he started to get quite distant and stuff when the intruder couples sort of came in. So that all makes sense. And like, we even see it with little clues like, oh yeah, I'm not affectionate, apart from when fucking Taylor's around. Then I'm all fucking Cuddles McGee, me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just find him an utterly slimy, lying fucking toad. And again, he can also go fuck himself.
Can't disagree, Dave. Can't disagree. And then our favourite couple, Alyssa and Duncan, she's dominated my mind longer and more than she should have, Dave, because I have been absolutely sat there trying to work out the equations of where she gets her take on all these things. But she did apologise, Dave. Oh, she did apologise. I mean, what did you think of that? I sort of felt a little bit of fucking sincereness to what she was doing. I mean, she didn't have anywhere else to go. I did think that she apologized to Duncan. She realized she's very emotional, because I did think at one point the way dialogue went, she's going to turn it all on Duncan, and it's going to be like, well, you can clearly see it's Duncan's fault, but she didn't. So I think she actually got a redemption on what she'd done to a point for me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, what I will just point out is what we've inadvertently done is the same as what the experts did, pretty much, and we've just scooted on past Tani and Ollie. They were there right at the start, weren't they? And it's like, things going great. Yeah, nice one. Next. I mean, they were the success couple, weren't they? And I guess you could say Melinda and Leighton as well. They were a bit of a success couple as well, but. Yeah, Alyssa, I thought fair play, right? I mean, faced with that evidence, seeing yourself back in that moment, I'm sure I've said it many times before, but none of us really, or this tiny percentage of people who go on reality TV like this, you don't get to see yourself back and in edited form as well. And if we all think the sun shines out of our asses and we never make any mistakes and we are always our best, and we never make mistakes at all, and we're fucking deluding ourselves. So to actually see it back and actually reflect on it and go, yeah, that was a bit shit, that wasn't it? And because up until seeing the video, I think she was still a bit on the fence. Like John was asking her, saying you were pretty angry last night. Or was it Alessandra actually?
Alessandra, yeah.
Yeah. She was saying you were pretty angry. She's like, yep. And I'm like, well, she fucking, something could set her off again. But actually seeing it back, she probably didn't like what she saw. Now, it'll be interesting. I don't know if you've got a where are they now section at the end.
I may have, David.
Okay. So I would be interested, has she continued to take that reflection and really grow from it? Or has she kind of, got off the magic sofa? Because it seems like the fucking truth bike on Love Island, doesn't it? It's like got magical powers that makes people spill the beans and like get all emotional and start crying and stuff. But has she got out of the experiment and then thought, actually, you know what? No, it was Duncan. He was a fucking twat. I still maintain Duncan. He's been fucking grown in a test tube, hasn't he? Like when he was saying to her, genuinely sorry it didn't work out and whatever, you're an amazing person. I'm like, again, Duncan, I cannot think of anything that could improve on what you were saying there,
Yeah, I'm with you, Dave.
Yeah.
So, Dave, the last couple, we said to at the start, tipped it all off. Jesse and Claire, random pick as a couple. Everyone rides off into the sunset, and we have a little love story that Claire's going to move to Perth, Dave. Do you think that one's going to last, Dave?
Oh, probably a solid 3 months. But it leaves the series, like I say, with a bit of a heartwarming end. Again, the editors, they have to remind us that it's not all for the drama. They don't pick 100% of the couples just to fuck with them. Just most of them. So they have to remind us that occasionally, something works out. And the fact is that Ollie and Tani just didn't really have any wobbles at all, did they? I mean, Ollie was saying a little bit when he was heading back, is he going to be comfortable moving across to Sydney? But that was it. It was a little wobble, which you would expect 100% of people should question that. If you're going to move from one side of the country to the other, when you're talking about a massive place like Australia, yeah, you should fucking question that. So, yeah, I think had it finished with them, it would have probably just been a little bit of an anticlimax, whereas this was more unexpected, and they both genuinely seemed really happy. They were both quite touchy-feely with each other as well. I like I said before, I just found the whole thing quite heartwarming.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Dave. Now, Dave, do you want the Where Are They Now? I think this is going to be a bit of an anticlimax, but would you like it, Dave?
It's all right, I'm used to it. So...
yeah, story of my life, Dave. I get it.
Go on, hit me with it.
So, Dave, the most boring couple who actually were a success, Ollie and Tani, Dave, they are still together, going strong. So, yeah, fair enough. Ollie's already secured a job in Sydney, Dave. So he's in this for the long haul, and I'm quoting that. So he's moved, Dave. So that's pretty good. So they're definitely together. Melinda and Leighton, not been seen a lot in the press and that after the show. However, they've done a couple of interviews since, and they're definitely still together, which is great, Dave. They're the only success stories out of the 12 couples, Dave, that we've had. So don't be expecting to get your fucking hat out for any of the weddings, Dave. So Alyssa and Duncan. Now, Duncan was asked, Dave, and I think you hit on this, Dave, hashtag Casamorians. Would he appear on The Bachelor? Now, his quote is, nah, I'm just a young man looking for love. But that doesn't mean anything, Dave, because he is absolute bachelor fodder. So I don't think we've seen the end of Big Duncan there, Dave.
I mean, isn't he dating Evelyn?
No, he was having cozying up to Carolina at the rap party.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I'm sure he was seen dancing. I'm sure I've seen some footage of him dancing away with Evelyn as well.
Well,
with his shirt
enough.
off.
Well, fair enough, Dave. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yes, and he's doing a bit of modelling, Dave, shirt off, everything, covered in cake mix, I believe. But I have breaking news about Alyssa, Dave. And on both statements, this is true. She has a child. She has a child, Dave. That's all we know about Alyssa. So if anyone's asking, she definitely has a child. They are not together, never to be seen again. So we don't know what's going on with Alyssa at the moment. So then we've got Cam and Lyndall. Well, they are definitely not together, Dave. There's been no more stories of Taylor. He's kept that under wraps if he is with Taylor. But I mean, really, probably now I don't really care about Cam now the season's finished, Dave. Olivia, we were obsessed with in the last MAFS series, weren't we? Because she was just fucking absolutely ridiculous and a great baddie. So with Cam, yeah, them two not together. Hopefully Lyndall finds the one for her because she deserves it, Dave. He doesn't deserve anything. He can just go and chop fucking trees or whatever he's doing out in the outback. I don't know what the hell that guy's up to. So sneaky bastard.
Yeah.
So next is Dan and Sandy. You will not be surprised that nothing's changed since the last episode. Sandy's still a lovely person. And these rumours, Dave, now people are saying this, Dave, Sandy for the Bachelorette.
Oh, that'd be a good shout, wouldn't it?
It's just a rumour.
Would be a good shout, yeah.
It's a rumour. It's not. There's no concrete thing, but the same because of her sort of lack of relationship experience and the way Dan sort of messed her about and everything. I mean, to be fair though, Dave, I don't think that'd be right because she was just an emotional wreck at the end, and it caused a massive rift with her parents, which wasn't nice to see either. So I can't see that.
Yeah, that's a good shout as well. And I'm sure I saw. Didn't Dan post on his social media a picture with that Chesty LaRue woman? Yeah, that was at the wedding.
Samantha, Dave, I think her name is Samantha Symes. Right, yes, right. Yeah, the Chesty woman that I'd not seen in that episode, David. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Our great friends Bronte and Harrison, Dave. So Harrison. He's dating, Dave. He is actually dating. Bronte is not dating, Dave. I think Bronte, from what's seen social media, she's still going at what Harrison did to her, Dave. And I'm not
squeeze the piss
fucking milk the arse out of it. Harrison has moved on. He's got a girlfriend. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the shit. He does, but Bronte is still milking this whole scenario with Harrison. We don't believe either of them. I don't fucking care either, to be honest, Dave. See you later, you two. Now, Claire and Jesse, yes, officially they were split up, but they're not back together, Days as we saw in the reunion. At the moment, there's still a couple, but there's nothing concrete. Janelle and Adam, not together, Dave, at all. Adam and Claire, even though they're definitely not together, Dave. So, there's nothing really more. Oh, Caitlin and Shannon. You'll be pleased to. I've heard rumours, Dave, that Shannon is now an Uber Eats delivery driver. Don't know how true that is, Dave. That's just a rumour I've heard, Dave. But he was a complete cock. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being an Uber Eats driver, but Shannon was a bellend. So there you go. Caitlin, not heard anything about her, Dave. I mean, there may be other people listening who know this, but I've not seen anything about them. And Melinda and Josh, Dave. Now, Josh, being the great guy. Melissa, even. Yeah, not Melinda and Josh. That'd be another scandal. Melissa and Josh. But Josh has actually been defending Melissa. And the backlash she got for the way she treated him, he's actually stuck up for her and said she's a really good person. I don't necessarily believe that, but fair play to Josh. He's a better man than me, Dave.
Well, I think that's consistent with his character, though, isn't it? He just came across like a really nice guy. And it's pretty horrible. You know, anyone... It's not as if he had zero feelings for her, but fucking hell, he's maybe forgot how crushed he was right at the end there. And she probably has got a little bit of a a poor edit. You know, all of the saucy comments and everything, they've all been pulled out and put onto the screen and stuff. And he probably just doesn't want to see the backlash to another human being, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because he was broken at the end. That's fair comment, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll take that one. Taylor and Hugo, not a fucking chance, Dave. Not a chance. And the last couple is Evelyn and
Hugo? I'm sure I saw Hugo the goat died or something.
I did see that, Dave.
I probably shouldn't laugh about.
No, we shouldn't laugh about that, Dave. Stop laughing. You're laughing.
No, it did make me wonder if it was natural causes.
Maybe she was trying to put makeup on it, Dave, or something. Anyway.
Oh, fucking hell.
Let's move swiftly on.
If she fucking shears, oh no, you don't shear a goat, do you?
Well, I don't know, Dave. Let's not get Petter involved, Dave. Or he's called. Just start theory on that. And then the last one is Evelyn and Rupert. Nobody cares. Evelyn was on it for the fucking clicks, and she left. And Rupert, he's still trying to decide if he can speak anymore, Dave. So waste of time as a couple. But Evelyn did bring us the heat because she didn't give a shit on who she offended. Yeah. So good stuff, Dave. Great series, mate. And thank you for going through this fucking nonsense for the last, 3 months since Christmas? We've been fucking podcasting reality TV. It has been unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, 2 months before Christmas as doing Australian Love Island.
Well,
we did get Christmas off, you know.
Yeah, we did. We got 2 days off, Dave. Well done. Thank you for your contribution.
You know, I do love this show, but 2 couples out of 12. Fucking, what's that? 16-17% hit ratio?
Yeah, it's fucking rubbish, isn't it? I mean, what would you say then, Dave? I was talking about this with Sam before we came on. Out of 10, what would you score this series?
I think a 7. I think the previous 2 seasons that we've done have been like a 9 and a 9.5. I've just absolutely loved it, and every episode has hit it out of the park. But I did find myself at different moments in this season just switching off a little bit. I was so bored with the Harrison and Bronte thing, and it didn't come across like these were genuine people with genuine, slightly manufactured drama. Everyone's wanting to be an influencer. Everyone's there for the social media followers and fame and stuff. So, yeah, I don't think it quite had the magic. I think on maybe a different day, I'd maybe say a 7.5, maybe. But yeah, just not quite the heights of the previous seasons for me. I mean, how about yourself?
I'm pretty similar. I'd probably say 6, Dave. I think that this series of MAFS, it's been good. There's been some great shit. Obviously, Harrison, Dan, all the horrible people, Alyssa, they've just been top draw for just being for getting us on the podcast and talking about it. Not people you want to be friends with, but for us doing the show, taking the piss, perfect fodder. However, I do think that the UK style of influencer career shit has crept into this a bit more this series.
Yeah.
I think what ruined it was Bronte and Harrison, the worst casting in the history for me. I've not seen any of the previous seasons other than the last 2 or 3, but they were so aware of what they needed to do to stay in it. I'm not saying they were the only ones. Evelyn obviously has got experience of doing this before. Adam had done it and then completely fucked up when he got with Claire. That ruined any chance of him carrying on in the show. And he was obviously leading Janelle on. But them two especially when everything Harrison did, there is no way anybody would put up with it. And she's like, oh, but he's a great guy. I vote stay. And you're like, are you fucking for real? And then it got to the point where it was like, you're just going to put stay anyway because you're so desperate for that bit of fame. And I think that's the only thing the last few weeks tarnished it for me was Bronte and Harrison, because it went from having a pop at Harrison, having a go at her, sort of sticking up for her at points, but then every time you thought she was out, she just fucking sneakily got back in, and it was that just took the edge away from the show for me. So I'd probably say a 6, Dave. for me. Still enjoyed it. Love doing it with you. But yeah, there's just a little bit of elements of that UK bollocks sneaked into it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it wasn't just Harrison and Bronte, was it? I remember that first commitment ceremony with Claire, and Jesse had been a
Yeah.
prime dick. Although it's still one of my favorite moments where he's like, "Oh, look at the sun! Look at the sand! Look at the way the sun meets the sand." It's just being an utter knob. I just find so amusing, but the fact that he'd been so fucking horrible, she'd stormed off after the honeymoon and stuff. She had zero reason to actually stay with this guy, but of course, she had a reason to stay on TV. So there was that, and like Adam, I thought was staying. Shannon wanted to stay, didn't he, until he was booted off. I think there's been a lot of them who, Cam. You could say,
it's true.
He was out after week 1, and it's like, well, why didn't you fuck off then, fucking Goldilocks? Just stop hanging around like a fart in a spacesuit. So yeah, I think a lot of them. It was just so obvious, and I'm sure I'd seen like a meme. It might have been Harrison actually. He's holding up the card, and it's just got written on it, "Stay on TV."
Yeah.
So,
Brilliant.
yeah, I mean, we do. I mean, you say a 6. What would you rate this last Love Island season?
In 5, a 5 at best, Dave. A 5.
Yeah, you see, I think I would probably have Love Island as a 4 or something like that. If I'm comparing it, it's like a sliding scale with MAFS. I mean, especially, do you remember that first week? Because we were going to do a weekly again, weren't we? And because, again, we did say at the top of the show, reminder, if you want to go back to the beginning, we are bellends. And so we inflicted this on ourselves. We're like, episode 1, fucking hell, we've got to talk about this. It's all going off. And Harrison, you could tell from episode 1, was a cheating fucker, lying gaslighter. And, it's like, oh, he's got a girlfriend on the outside. Oh, fucking hell, it's all going off. So, yeah, I just think this one consistently has better episodes that keep your attention. Love Island, we watched 50-odd fucking episodes and got 2 good ones. We got the post-Casa Amor recoupling, and I'm sure there was another one where it's fairly good as well. So, yeah, I still think MAFS, for me at least, is head and shoulders above. I can't stop with the hair products. Yeah. Head and shoulders above Love Island.
You know what, Dave? I'm going to take that and agree with you, because you're right. I think it will be a 4 because MAFS is so much better than Love Island. But in the scale of MAFS off the last series, I'd put it 6. Yeah, but yeah, Love Island was fucking terrible. But anyway, massive thank you, mate. We're at the end of this. Let's ride off into the sunset. We're going to have a week's rest, and then we will be back. We probably Love is Blind, but we're probably going to bunch up a few of the episodes, aren't we, Dave? Because we know there's a few out there already on Netflix. So
yeah, I know we're behind, aren't we? But yeah, it probably will be that one. But we are having a solid. I mean, it's Easter as well, isn't it? So we're having a solid fucking week off. I'm going to gorge myself on chocolate. I'm going to head down to Aldi. I'm just going to be like fat bastard from Austin Powers.
Well, I bought Sam and Jordan 2 of the biggest Easter eggs that you could get, Dave. And you know I love my chocolate. That's my biggest vice. I'll put Easter egg chocolate's my favourite. I'll put it in the freezer to try and say I love it.
Oh, yeah.
But I went and bought myself 2 Easter eggs for the same price, which works out that I've got more chocolate than them 2, Dave, because I've got 2 for £10 and they've got 1 for £10. And I've got 3 Galaxy chocolate bars. Plus, I've also got, what else have I got? I've got a white chocolate. Oh, no, I've got I can't remember what the hell I've got now, but I've got 2, Dave, anyway. And I think might be white chocolate's my favourite. So anyone out there wants to send me and Dave a shitload of Easter eggs, please get in touch with me because I'll accept all sorts of chocolate from you and eat the lot this weekend, Dave, and then be ill and then regret all my decisions because I'm going away in about 5 weeks and wonder why I don't look like an Adonis anymore.
I was just going to ask you, how's the Beachbody diet going?
Well, you could roll me fucking around at the moment, Dave, and fucking harpoon me off. I look like a seal that's been fucking beached up at the moment. But anyway, chocolate doesn't matter, Dave. It's not part of the calorie count, if you don't mind.
It is Easter because, bunnies apparently deliver eggs.
Yeah.
So it's good enough for me. I'm also heading away, but I will not give a fuck. Plenty of chocolate this weekend, plenty of beer, plenty of time off reality TV, and then we'll be back recharged and ready to go. Like I say,
we will.
Probably Love Is Blind. That it sounds like it's a bit of a cracker.
Yeah, it does, to be fair. But no, massive thank you, guys. If you get your emails in, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. As always, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast over on Facebook. Come and join us. Loads of people joining again every day. It's been amazing. So thank you so much, guys, for all your support and getting involved with everything on that page. It's really, really good fun. So, Dave, the last roll call of honor from our Patreons for this series. So massive thank you to Ken, Lucky Lulu Green, Lauren Hennessy, Susan Deedy, Katie Libby, Joanna Noreen, Chloe, Brianna, Helen Keeve, Gillian, Zoe, Kristen, Maggie, Kate, Megan, Cassie, Fiona, Emma Schmave, Nicola Macy, Alex, Helen, and Larissa. So thank you so much, guys. That list is amazing, honestly. So, mate, I am off now, and I'm going to think about not eating for the rest of the week now because I'm really thinking about chocolate. I've just got to go for it this weekend. Don't think about the calories, Dave. Think about the enjoyment when you eat.
They don't count. They don't count, mate.
They don't count. Yeah, they don't count.
All right, mate. Well, thank you very much, sir. It's been emotional, this little mini marathon that we've had. But thank you to all our supporters and listeners out there. We do appreciate you coming along the journey with us. And we'll speak to you in about a week or so.
Will indeed.
Bye now.
Bye.